What we're doing now is we're going to be cutting out, I don't know what all we'll get done tonight, because we'll be doing a lot of other stuff. This video is not going to all be filmed tonight, so don't get your hopes up, internet, because like by the time you watch it, this is a bunch of nights after. Anyway, got the inside of the Datsun we're going to be cutting out. We're going to be cutting all that wheel well stuff out, because we don't need spare tires. And this is going to be going in the back of that, under the car, and I'm going to have like a false floor to where you lift it up to fuel it, but you won't be able to see the oh god, you won't be able to see the fuel cell from inside the car like you can now. So how we're going to do that is we're going to cut out the floor. We're going to build a cage around that so that it holds it. I'm going to be going to a friend of mine probably later in this video, named Thomas. He does some cool race car stuff with Porsches. If I can find the footage of the big donut he did, I'll put it in here. We're going to install a lot of this stuff and those hoses into the fuel cell, get it ready, so that all I have to do is finish up building the cage for it, cut this out, drop it down in, run the lines, done. Clean up the back. The main thing is getting it installed. I can clean up the back as we go. We have a deadline, March 20 something. I'm going to Dynasty. I'm going to Dynasty to get this retuned. Turn it up just a little smidge. Got to set my injectors out to get done. Got to get these axles ready to be put in. I got OEM Z31 axles. So because the Rock Auto axles suck. Anyway, build the cage, put it in the car, see it's clean it up, make it nice, and then we're gonna, you know what I mean, fast. All right, let's go. So we're going to call it quits for the evening. Let's jump ahead to the next time we work on the car. Ready, set, go. Most of the time lapse, I recorded 14 minutes. Most of that was talking, because it didn't take long to put a giant freaking hole in my car. Now, one thing I'll always tell people and I'll preach is just do it. And here's an example. I have no clue what I'm doing next. I mean, I have like this many ideas, but like no clue. I just have a giant hole. If anything, I don't have air conditioning, and I do now. So that's a perk.
You probably don't want that air.
This is all the air I want. Listen, you drive a Datsun, you want to be high on fumes, and that's what's happening right here. Oh my God, there's my feet. There's the cool T3 control arms. This is a good view. There's the axles, the diff. That's an LSD now, not the drug. Yeah, so that happened. Josh had a brilliant idea. So my idea was to cut around the edge right here. Now granted, I'm probably gonna have to notch out some of this because my fuel cell's not that big. It's gonna be kind of big, but it's not gonna fill up the whole thing. So I'll probably have to notch some out, but this leaves a little bit of rigidity. That's the word I think I'm gonna use. Rigidity to the floor, frame and stuff still, because it still has this lip. So leaves a little bit of rigidity.
I don't think the floor moves any more or less than it did.
Yeah, I mean, it's an old car. I'm just lucky with it being a Datsun, it didn't fall out when you touched it. things escalated kind of quickly. I can't tell if you can tell, but I can tell that I don't have seats, I don't have a dash. Getting ready to cut the harness bar out. Things got kind of crazy. I'm high on life. That's my motto. I still have a hole in my floor. And I feel as empty as the car. I'm kidding, I don't feel empty. I did lose my job. We'll talk about that. And I'm gonna make another video about stuff, about life-changing events. That, I don't know, doesn't fit this channel, but like I feel like it's something cool. Whatever. Everything's out. Let's walk around to the side. I know that this is gonna look a mess. Don't judge me too hard. Anyway, it's okay. I'm gonna clean up some of it anyway. Some of it, it's just wiring and you don't see it. So whatever, judge me later. That's all my wiring. This is all, everything is brand new wires in this. This whole car has an easy harness. I really like the easy harness because it makes things easy and it's new. So everything's brand new wiring in here. I didn't go through and clean it up because I'm not good at stuff like that, and I was even worse back then. So while it's apart, I'm probably gonna loom some stuff, make it look a little nicer, just so it doesn't look like that. I know nobody sees it, but I know it's there, so I don't know, just make it better.
All good.
All right, guys, so we're in a new area. This isn't my area. This area belongs to a friend of mine who we have met before just for a sliver of time in the autocross video. He rode along with me and was one of the instructors that rode with me. So we got Thomas here.
What's up, guys?
Thomas is smarter than I am, and he's helping me with the fuel cell. So this is what we got going on. I'll explain what's going on, and then I'm gonna have him tell you in real terms what we're gonna do. So basically, we're gonna make a plate that's gonna go on top of the fuel cell, and you're gonna bolt it in, and we're gonna hang some stuff off of it, which is gonna hold the fuel pumps at the bottom of the tank, and it's gonna go from 2 fuel pumps into a Y, and then it's gonna loop and come out into a -8. So from 2 -6s to a -8 to feed the RB so that we can add more power. Is that basically what we're doing?
Yeah, so let's just walk through. We have Walbro 450 pumps here. Jesse was running into issues with getting enough volume at pressure into his fuel rail. So what we're going to do is we're going to have, well, there's a second pump, but it's actually in your other tank, is that right?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to hook them up into the Y, and then I'm going to make a clamp for each one of the pumps, and the pumps will actually be supported to the top plate. The top plate will sit here roughly, and then we'll make a seal, a gasket for it. But then there will be 2 standoffs to hold each one of the pumps, and then the lines will be kind of soft fitted. We have a -8 bulkhead, and we have a -6 bulkhead. The -6 is for fuel return. The -8 is for fuel feed back to the rail. And then we have 2 wiring bulkheads, which is going to go into this plate. So it keeps all of the more or less modifications to the tank into this plate here. And then we'll cut a hole and we'll drop the pumps down in. Now, one other thing that I have to do, and we'll have to figure out once we cut the hole and get the pumps mounted, is we need to make a little baffle for the 2 pumps. So once we have the other pump, we'll build a little basket, more or less, for lack of a better term. And that will sit as low in the pump as we can, and then that will determine where the baffling is. So, yeah.
Cool. And the reason I started this out by saying that Thomas is smarter than me is because I had a dumb idea. My idea was to cut the side of the tank out and access everything in there. And one of the perks of building a car is you get to make it as serviceable as you want, as easy to work on and stuff like that. If I would have had a problem, that wouldn't have been very easy to work on because I would have been stuck trying to take this out and shove my sausage fingers through there to get to something, and it would have been terrible. So Mikey was mentioning this idea, and then I got over here, and that was the exact idea that Thomas had, which is way smarter than anything I was going to do. So thankfully, if you're not smart, keep smart friends. That's how it works. That always makes it better when you have smart friends. All right, so we pulled the old fuel pump out of the old fuel cell, and now we have both pumps ready to devise the plan to mount them. I think Thomas already has a plan.
Yeah.
I don't have a plan because I'm not smart. So we're gonna mount that to the bottom of this, like with like a hanger device. Oh, it got really dark. Why'd it get dark? Why'd you get so dark? Okay, we're gonna mount that to the bottom of this with like a hanger device, and then it's gonna go down in there. We'll show you here in a second.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. These pumps are mounted together into the Y. They will mount into the pump. Get some dirt off of it. They will mount down into the tank like this. There is a recess, if you can zoom in down here on the. Yeah. Matter of fact, let me see if I can shine a light down here.
You can see it out here too.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it on the exterior of the tank that this has got a recess in the tank. That recess is translated into the inside of the tank down there. The filters are going to fit right down inside of that baffle, and I'll go ahead and drop them in. So they will sit just like that. I'll sit in there like that. And then around that baffle, I have built these taller baffles with the ATL flapper doors in them. I will go in and TIG these into the bottom, and they will fit in there right like that. What that'll allow fuel to do is flow in under a load in any direction. It'll allow fuel to rush in, and then the doors will close when the fluid level is higher than the door. Flow pressure will go against the door and hold it closed. That way, when you get into a side-to-side movement, for instance, you take a left-hand turn, this door will open, this door will be forced closed by the fluid pressure. It'll let fuel into the pump. Again, you make a right-hand turn, the exact opposite is going to happen. This is going to open, this one's going to close, and then obviously in a forward motion, this is going to open, these two will stay closed under pressure. That's the idea. So I think all in all, it'll save from any scavenge situation or empty scavenge situation, and will baffle the fuel to the pump. So I'm pretty excited right now, or at least ecstatic that it worked out the way it did. We actually stole these little flapper doors from his old surge tank that he had from his ATL cell, and I'm actually really quite glad we found them. So. Simple stuff. I gotta throw it in here real quick because I don't want it to melt your plastic stuff. Woo. Choo! I want to melt the flapper doors. Alright. So that's what the baffles will look like.
Here's the top plate. We have a brace that comes down that the pumps are strapped to. Return is also strapped in there as well. Both pumps feed out into this Dash 8. We are missing something for today, which will be the 90s that come off of this and go into here. So we won't be able to complete it right this second, but it's there. All the wiring is done and ran outside of the tank. It's ready to go together. Thanks to this guy. This guy hooked it up. It's it's way better than I imagined. I'm gonna be honest. I'm dumb, and we know that. So we
Don't say you don't.
I'm not as intelligent as some people, and I don't have. But like I was telling Thomas, some of the cool stuff is like actually seeing people's thought processes and watching how he developed the idea and how he was going through the process is cool, and like it's a learning experience. And I think if you ever get a chance, whenever somebody's helping you, if you ever have a chance to sit with them and actually learn, that's it. You can't put a value on that because it's crazy seeing how he processed some of the hurdles that we ran into, and being able to use that in the future and apply that to other things is awesome. And just watching somebody who has been here way more than I have in this scenario is awesome and pretty cool. So if you ever have somebody help you out, make sure you're paying attention and watch what they're doing because it'll help you in the future. But here we are.
Of course, always goes off at the most inopportune times.
Yeah.
All right. So top, we've got positive, negative for pump. Pump 2 is up in the front. Forgot that was. I thought that was in the rear, but I forgot we put it on that side.
Yeah.
Pump 1, positive, negatives here. Those come out. Those are just flying leads right now. Returns here, main, and then down in the tank. Drop a light down in there. You can now see how the baffles and everything play together.
Let's see if we can zoom in, get a decent shot. So there's the baffles. You can see the flappers in there. So there's room for the fuel to come in. Yeah, this is way better than I imagined, and this is why I'm not in charge. So it's pretty awesome seeing how everything come together, and now where we're at with it. It's pretty awesome. I'm excited. I'm so excited to get those other pieces in on Sunday. That way I can complete the pump or the tank assembly and mount it in the car. So we're really cooking right now, and good thing because in a month this thing will have to be up at Dynasty to get tuned. All right, so that's gonna wrap up the video for the fuel cell. Trying to think of where we're going next. So from here, we'll be at the new shop. Since I don't have a shop, we'll be in Josh's garage installing this in the back of the car and building a frame in the back of the car for where the false floor is gonna be to mount this underneath. So that'll be in the next episode. Also, I'm going to rebuild my new Z31 turbo axles in that video as well. And hopefully 2 or 3 more videos and we should be up and running in that Dynasty. So I want to thank Thomas a crap ton. I can't say other words because we're on YouTube and I get yelled at. So thanks to Thomas for making this all possible and as amazing as it turned out. Thanks Mikey for fixing my welds because I'm not a welder. And thank you guys for watching. And make sure to subscribe, like the video, comment, and come back next time. And make sure to leave a really nice comment below about how James needs to hurry up and do something cool with his Corolla. Have a good day. Bye.